What's good, family? Shout out to the LDBC Lions Den community. I want to give my honest thoughts about this situation with the Hulk Hogan and unfortunately Terry Bollea, also known, we that are wrestling fans, we know him as Hulk Hogan or the Hulkster, Hulkamania, Hollywood Hogan, all of those different names that we know him as. Unfortunately, dies of cardiac arrest in his home. I believe his house was in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. If I got that wrong, please forgive me. Either Florida or California, one of those places. But unfortunately, it's a loss for the wrestling community. But my honest thoughts, mostly this tribute is for the memory of his family, his wife, of course, his children. But as a black man, as a lot of us are, that know his past and, things that have happened with him in recent years. I got mixed feelings because I wasn't so pleased with Hulk Hogan's behavior as of late. Some of the things he said, many of y'all know the story that broke. I think it was back in 2007 when he got angry with his daughter for dating black men and went on this racial tirade and dropped a few N-bombs on there. Those of us that are in the black community, we know how detrimental and how racist that word is, and how painful and how harsh it is. And it's a reminder of Jim Crow South and segregation and lynching and all these things. So that word is very, very offensive to my community. Even some of I don't mind too much his political views. I consider myself to be a Republican as well, right wing conservative. I'm not a extreme MAGA person of that order, but I do tend to lean more conservative in my views. But I think sometimes, when you have a certain opinion about certain things, you got to know there's going to be some backlash for what you say and the choices that you make. I hear that a lot of social media celebrate. No, I'm definitely not celebrating Roland. I want you to know that. My heart goes out to his wife and his family. I don't speak ill of the dead. If somebody dies, any issue I may have had with him right now, I'm using that energy to pray for Brooke and I forget his son's name, his wife. I don't know. He's been married a number of times, but whoever the woman that was with him at the time he passed, even his ex-wife, because they do have children together, so you never officially stop loving people. So please keep the Bolea family in your prayers. So many memories of, Hulk Hogan and, WrestleMania. It's just too much to talk about in this short video, but the NWO, when he went on, and this guy's probably the biggest brand in the history of wrestling. He was, I heard somebody say today, that he was the Babe Ruth of wrestling. Never was the best in-ring worker, but he was great as far as like putting wrestling on the map. Hulk Hogan is responsible for a lot of wrestlers getting these big paydays. I know a lot of wrestlers complain about him blocking some people and keeping them from making it in the business. I mean, that's between him and God. And then, Undertaker tells his story about how Hulk Hogan kind of really tried to make him lose his position in the business because of a botched move, which really wasn't a botched move, but it was a power driver. Go on YouTube and watch that. Well, Undertaker talks about how he stopped fooling with Hulk Hogan, but nonetheless, Hulk Hogan was responsible for a lot of guys. I was a huge fan of his as a child. I was a Hulkamaniac. I used to love to see him rip that shirt off. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? I was one of those big, I like the mega powers. I tend to like the Macho Man Randy Savage a little bit more, but I did like the mega powers and that whole thing, the Hogan Savage saga and the drama between the two of them. And then Hulk Hogan and Andre. It's hard to believe all these people are dead now. Like even Roddy Piper. All these guys are gone. WrestleMania 2 with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan and against Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper, just all these great. I think Cyndi Lauper was involved in that match. Just a lot of great memories, just great memories. His Hogan did not just use the N word; he also told his son that it was a curse to be born black. Yeah, man. He said a lot of those things. Yeah, that's why if you go back and watch the beginning of my video, I'm not making excuses for this guy. I'm definitely not. If I'd have done a video a week ago, I'd have been calling him a clown. I mean, because I was done with Hulk Hogan. I was off the Hogan train, and I still don't make any excuses for his behavior. But I know he was of some relevance. And at one time, he was a guy that I had respect for. I lost a lot of respect for him. And to be honest with you, he kind of almost died in disgrace and shame, Because you go back and look at the last time he was on WWE television, they booed him out the building. But he made a lot of bad decisions at the end of his life. But we can't forget the good that he did, and my heart goes out to his family. But definitely not a guy who acted like he was a saint, because he definitely wasn't. But just prayers for the Bolea family and his wife, his children, his grandchildren. We'll just continue to keep them lifted in prayer. All right, this is your boy Brandon on Sports TV. I'm out. Peace.